There are three key leadership fundamentals that need to be implemented into your business. And if you do so, your business will hit peak performance. Stay with me as we look at these three fundamentals. Hi, my name is Kevin May. Welcome back to the site of Business Actuators, where we help your business hit peak performance. We're in the middle of a series where we're actually looking at the key fundamentals that you need to implement into your business that will help you reach that peak performance that you desire. What are they? They are branding, leadership, and strategy. Today, we're going to actually be looking at leadership. As we begin about leadership, what is leadership? Leadership is the influence to achieve a common goal in your company. Think about that just a minute. Who are those influential people that are taking your company to that level where everything molds together so that you have that common bond, that common achievement? Well, I can say that if you just think about it, there's probably you as maybe the CEO, the leadership person, or there could be a team of leadership individuals. They obviously are a part of the leadership team, and they're the ones that probably fed back into what we would consider your branding or your strategy, and even helping to evolve this leadership team. But also, you think about there are other individuals. It might be somebody that's really not a part of the true leadership team that's forming this, but they could be leaders, they could be leads, they could be middle management, they could be even VPs if they're not a part of the executive team. Individuals that have titles, positions that are in leadership roles that will take these fundamentals and to be able to implement them and to press them onto other individuals. But you know, there are also other individuals in your company that do not have a title that are still leaders. They are individuals that can influence other individuals for a common good. And so we need to understand, what is it that makes up this leadership responsibility? How do you be good leaders? And these are fundamentals that need to be implemented into your company. So whether it be the executive team, another position within your company, or just somebody that is there that really is influencing people for that common good. Let's look at these three key fundamentals. The first fundamental for a leader is one of giving direction. And when we think about giving direction, the first thing that you would think about is just the vision. Where are we really going? It is important that a leader understands the vision, understands the direction that the company is going, and that everybody is in line with that vision. There is nothing any more frustrating than to be a leader and to be going down a path and you turn around and nobody's following you. That really isn't a leader. Or worse than that is if you are leading and you turn around and your team is actually, somebody's leading in this direction, somebody's leading in that direction, and there's all kinds of different directions that the company is going in. You need to make sure that everybody, as a leadership team and as a leader within your company, keep that vision before your people so that people know, where are we going? What is the purpose of this company, and what is the direction that we need to achieve? You can also look at it this way: as if it was a highway, you think about it, it's just a road that kind of goes off into the sunset. That is that vision that people need to understand. Now, you might have different divisions within your company or different responsibilities. And so sometimes it would be like having a 4-lane highway. That 4-lane highway goes into that one direction, but there might be people that just take a chunk of that. They're in lane number 1. They're still heading into that, but they have a smaller responsibility, but the vision is still the same. Keep that vision before your people. The second responsibility of a leader in giving direction is that of the values. These are your ethical goals, understanding of really how your company is going to function. If you haven't looked at our branding video, take a little bit of time after this one to look back at that one. It explains a little bit from the branding perspective how you bring these values within your company. But these are the guardrails of your company. If you go back to that illustration of the highway, it's like putting guardrails on your company. It's important that leaders understand what those values are so that when they are acting, when they are teaching, when they are instructing, when they're giving guidance and direction, it is still within those guidelines. The last thing you want is for somebody to say, well, we want to get to the sunset, but we're going to go outside of our boundaries and try to do something different. that's going to confuse the people that are working for you. It's going to confuse your customers. And so you want to make sure that people understand the values of your company. Number 3 in giving direction is the mindset. We need to understand really what is the mindset of our company. Once again, that kind of comes from your branding, but it is allowing you as a company to really have a flavor as to how you're going to behave. What is the culture of your company? How are you going to react to one another? How are you going to react to your customers? That mindset is so important that you really have that flavor within you. That mindset needs to be there so that everybody on the team has the same perspective. So when we put our customers first, or when we do this kind of service responsibility, everybody is understanding. Everybody wants to accomplish that, and it allows you to truly have the same mindset. The fourth area that you want to look at in giving direction to a company is that of giving meaning. I believe it's so important that everybody on the team understands the why as to what you're doing. Once again, kind of coming from the brand, but this allows everybody to say, what's in it for me? You have a team member that you're saying, this is our vision, these are our goals, these are our guidelines, this is kind of the mindset. But really what it does is it kind of gives the personality behind, why do I want to do this? It gives those individuals that are on your team, as you're leading them, as you're giving them direction, why do they want to follow you? Why do they want to be a part of this team? Why do they want to see these goals accomplished? It is giving true meaning to the company and the direction as to what you're doing. I believe that the days of just saying, get it done because I said so, are gone. And so then now I, maybe as an employee, as I'm wanting to follow you as a leader, I get excited about it. I get excited about what our value is. I get excited about our mission. I get excited about what we're trying to accomplish as a company. And so therefore, I'm willing to follow. I want to follow. I desire to do my very best in following the direction that you're wanting to give. The second key of a true leader is actually building a team. The leader needs to make sure that they're building a team. The first thing is to make sure that you understand that personally, you need to continue to add value to yourself. You need to continue to grow. As a leader, even though, yes, we're concerned about the team, we're wanting to build a team, but it is so important that we continue to upgrade our responsibilities. We continue to upgrade what we do and how we do it. We always want to be the very best. As a leader, you want to make sure that you have personal growth within your life. The second area is that of the team. You want to make sure that the team is growing. So it might start out very small. You could be the founder of the company. You could be the one that actually started it. And so the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to bring people around you. You're going to be adding to the team numerically. These people are going to come. They're going to help you to multiply. They're going to help you to continue to grow and develop your business. But likewise, as a leader, as you begin to add to your team, you're going to want to make sure, like yourself, that they continue to grow and develop so that they're continuing to be the very best at what they are supposed to be accomplishing. If they have a certain task that they're really good at, make sure that you continue to give them development opportunities where that they can continue to see what are new ideas or what are new thoughts and how can they be better at the job that they're desiring to accomplish. But then as we continue to think about developing and growing the team, you want to make sure that, yes, you, individuals, but also the team as a unit. You've grown this team, you're developing this team. Let's make sure that the team is functioning the very best that it can as a unit. As it functions, you're going to want to make sure that you're thinking about how can we develop the continuity that we need to have within this unit, within this body. How does it function? Why is it functioning? What can we do to grow this team to make sure that it is truly working? It's kind of like gears. You take a gear and if it works together, it really works. But get something out of sync, something's going to break. Something's not going to work right. So as you're growing, as your individuals are growing, as your team is expanding numerically, continue to develop that team so that it is functioning as a unit. And then finally, as you think about growing your team, the fourth area is conflict resolution. It kind of goes along with number 3 there, in making sure that your team is working, functioning together. But conflict resolution is making sure that if there is a conflict, that you are the one that is there to help resolve that conflict. It could be individuals on your team. It could be from an outside source. It could be just the team that's not getting along. How are you going to resolve that? What is out of alignment? What isn't working quite right? And so you are there to resolve that issue. Now, you might get individuals to go and talk to each other and to help each other out. It might mean removing an individual, letting them go. I always say giving them another opportunity to go someplace else. But whatever the case may be, you need to be the one that is there to resolve those issues. But all in all, you want to make sure that you look at this second key fundamental, that you're actually growing your team. The third area is to actually promote action. Now, if you think about where we've come from, we actually have given, first of all, direction. This is, where we're headed. The second one is you actually have a team. So in one sense, it might be saying, okay, here's the road. The team that we built is like putting a car on the road. Looks great. You've got a road, you've got a car, but unless you actually have action, that car is moving down the road, you're really not going to accomplish anything as a company. But here in the leadership section, we need to make sure that our leaders are understanding their responsibility to make sure that that car is moving down the road. They need to be responsible to make sure that there is action within the company. Now, what does that involve? First of all, it understands basically just understanding the business. As a leader, I do need to understand the task that I am assigned to accomplish. I need to understand the business part to get that accomplished. And I need to be able to explain that to the individuals that are reporting to me. We talk about the business basics. The business basics are just some of the terms that we want to get accomplished. We might be talking about the ROI, return on investment. Does our team really understand what that's about? Now, I realize that we don't have to get every little detail and every person needs to accomplish that. But there are certain times where we as a leader want to hit certain metrics, or we have certain KPIs, and so it's good for us to allow ourselves to, we need to understand it, but allow those that are working for us, allow those that are wanting to achieve those metrics or those KPIs, let the team understand that. Make sure that they understand that it's not just, get it done because I said so and we're wanting to hit these metrics. Let the team understand it's important for us to hit, this 3 million, or it's important for us to hit 45 of these. It's important for us to hit 2 a day because this is a part of our company responsibility. When we begin to explain some of these things, it gives them a part of the company. It gives them a little bit of understanding. It gives them some ownership about what their task and how their task fits within the operations of the company. So in order to be a good leader, understand the business, understand why you're doing it, and be able to pass that excitement and that energy down to the rest of your team. The second area in actually moving these actions is what I would consider just the operations. Now, operation, that's a huge term. That's a huge area. But if you think about a leader and understanding how the operations go, it allows us to think that there are so many things that we, as we're leading our team, as we're leading that responsibility that we have, what are the operations that we're trying to get accomplished? If we are just there coming in and putting, peg A into hole A, and that's all we're doing and that's all we're accomplishing, it really becomes a mundane task. And really there is no thinking, there's no process, there's nothing involved in that. And so as a leader, and you begin to develop the operations, you begin to develop these things, give that responsibility to those that are working on your team. As you give those responsibilities and that understanding to your team, I believe it will also then help them to be more effective. We talk about lean. We talk about making things more efficient. We talk about allowing them to to learn, to get projects done on time. Talk about time management, project management. We talk about process. And if our team understands why we're doing things and the purpose of trying to get these operations accomplished a certain way, they then can begin to think through, what are we doing here? It's more than, once again, as I've said, just putting a plug in a hole, but they're understanding that, you know what, this operation is important, but here's a better way to do it. Here's a way that we can save time. As a leader, it gives you the opportunity to allow your team to think through the operations that they're accomplishing. Why are they doing it? How can we do it better? How can we improve our company? Can we take pride in what we're doing and what we're wanting to accomplish? The third area in actually allowing this action to take place is solving problems. So many times what happens is that we're moving down the road. What happens is you get a flat tire. Do we know what to do? Well, if we know, it's an inconvenience, but we get out, we change the tire, and we're on our way. But you know what? If we haven't come prepared, we don't have a spare tire, we don't know how to change the tire. What happens if do we get off the road? How do we need to be prepared to solve problems. And as a leader, it's one of those things where that it could be something where if it happens kind of on a regular basis, what can we do to prevent that? What can we do to help solve that and allow your team to begin to influence some of those directions and some of those guidance? But as well, if it's something that just all of a sudden happens, something happened, you have this flat tire, you have this problem, you as a leader need to make sure that you stay in control, you keep things safe, you keep people responsible for what needs to be done, and you have developed a solution to be able to get through this issue. And you're able to give some direction. This is maybe a one-off situation. This is something that normally doesn't. You as a leader give the direction, you give the guidance. It allows you to keep within the guardrails, stay on the vision, stay within your responsibilities, the task, but you then as a leader solve those problems. The fourth area that we're going to be looking at is as you begin to move down the road, who is the best person to be doing the job? And this is actually going to be in delegation. As a leader, you begin to delegate responsibilities, and this will flow all the way down from the CEO all the way down to just the person that just came to work yesterday. As they begin to grow and develop, and you see the operations taking place, and you begin to develop, you bring maybe new people in. What can you delegate? What can you give to other individuals that are more efficient in accomplishing that task? And so as a leader, you need to think through these key fundamentals. You're actually setting a vision. This is the direction you're going. You're building your team so that you have all of the abilities to truly accomplish what needs to be accomplished. And then you provide the action. You're able to see your team through your leadership to be able to move down that road toward the vision that has been set. As we think about fulfilling these three key fundamentals on leadership, make sure that you really are the leader that you need to be. Make it exciting, make it fun, but get the job done. As we have looked at the second part of our series on the key fundamentals of seeing your business be prosperous and making sure that you are successful, being a good leader is so important. I hope that you've taken some value from this. If you have, make sure that you subscribe to our channel so if the next video comes out, you'll be notified of it. And take some time to think through these thoughts. Think through what it means to be a good leader, and make sure that you implement them within your company so that you will be prosperous, that you'll actually hit peak performance. Have a great day. Thank you.